My name is David Coppola. I've been working with Holistic Asset Management for about 12 months now. I'm a senior reliability engineering specialist, and my primary responsibilities are reliability engineering education and consultancy. So we worked with a client in the road transport industry. They're basically responsible for managing electrical and electronic assets associated with road transport infrastructure in one of our Australian states. It's things like traffic lights, electronic freeway signage, exit entry ramp monitoring equipment, and a heap more other electrical and electronic equipment. It was a considerable challenge for them as asset managers, since they don't actually plan or conduct any of the actual maintenance activities associated with keeping all of this equipment in good operating and reliable condition. They actually manage contract service providers who do this on their behalf. They're basically specialist companies, each with a specific range of assets to look after. For the project, we utilised ReliaSoft XFMEA. The client engaged us to essentially facilitate failure modes, effects and criticality analysis across their entire asset base. So the first stage was to actually train some representatives from each of their contract service provider organisations. And then we guided those individuals and mentored them through the process of capturing FMEA data in spreadsheet format outside of XFMEA. So once the contractors had finished that process of building the spreadsheets, we collected and compiled all the information into XFMEA. And then we proceeded to align it all and rationalise all the information into a single cohesive story. Ultimately, we presented the client with a single FMEA record for their entire asset base. We used XFMEA for pretty much every stage of the project. Initially, we consulted with the client and set up customised XFMEA tables for calculating risk priority numbers, etc. Then we used XFMEA to decompose and document the entire asset hierarchy. When we used XFMEA's reporting functionality, we were able to produce quality XFMEA worksheets for each of the contract organisations to record their data in. And then once we got all that data back from them, we used XFMEA's import and merge functionality to produce a single database containing all of that information. So XFMEA has some great tools for finding, sorting and rationalising data, bringing together numerous data sets written by different people. Saw these tools put to very good use. In the end, we were able to produce a single cohesive data set, as I've mentioned, with standardised functions, effects and failure modes, and a full record of all the contractors' recommended actions. And it was all done in fairly quick time due to the functionality of XFMEA. Very difficult and time consuming without a tool like XFMEA. And of course, let's not forget about reporting. The report we assembled for the client was very rich with plots and tables of information, all produced directly from XFMEA. These features made telling the story so much easier. This is the first time we tried what I call remote distributed facilitation. So essentially, we're facilitating multiple independent groups without any face time, and then trying to bring this all together into a cohesive outcome for the client. Obviously, this was necessitated by the whole COVID-19 thing, but I think the key learning out of that was more a reinforcement that there is a very broad range of activities that can work successfully in remote mode. A lesson to give us hope entering the new normal after COVID. Another key learning for me was, again, a reinforcement of the value that a technician's knowledge can add to modern businesses. Most of the guys we worked with on this project were engineers and some type or experienced engineer, and that's great. But interestingly, it was the few who were technicians and tradespeople that shared the richest, most valuable information with the group. And you got to love tradies. They're an awesome source of information. So that was another key takeaway from this project. So in the end, the customer received a large volume of detailed information relating to how and why their assets actually failed to meet performance and reliability expectations. And this information came straight from those people who interact with the assets, not someone whose job it is to sit at a desk and guide things. Ultimately, this information is an enabler for subsequent processes, including investment planning, maintenance strategy development, contractor management, and others. What we were also able to deliver was a rationalization of the varied failure modes documented by the various contractors. And we rationalized this salad of failure modes into a single aligned set of information applicable across the whole range of assets we looked at. All in all, I think the customer got great initial value, as well as the ability to keep drawing down on their investment for years to come.